SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams taking on Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest three-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, the shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the #1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
The numbers for Williams a week ago, 9 catches, 80 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Line. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Justin Pugh, the left guard that time with a flag. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. From the gun, Murray. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A gain of 10, 1st down, Arizona.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Murray. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. A 1st carry now for Chase Edmonds. And oh, his 1st carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. Shotgun now from Murray. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Cardinal first down, Murray to Hopkins.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The tight end, Max Williams, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. He'll get it to the 40. Sweet little move in there, but couldn't get much yardage out of it. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Murray and company going for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the guy out of California, the former Cal Bear, Jared Goff. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. He's back to throw here to start the drive. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. Off play action to Akers. Here's Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. A throw out wide to Woods, complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. They'll run here with Henderson. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
2nd down and goal. Goff. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Goff now looks to throw. They'll throw complete to Cam Akers. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
We're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
Now Sam Sloman is on. And this one is right through. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On 2nd and a couple. Murray, open man is Kirk, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, Murray. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
Let's see if they do that. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Rolling to his right. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. On the carry, it's Edmonds. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They run it here with Edmonds. And some nice running, going to get him down close to a first down at the Rams 30. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line, as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Murray going to throw. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
I I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
On fourth down, here's Zane Gonzalez for the Cardinal field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Gonzalez's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have...
And they finally get to him as he's taken down. Hassan Reddick, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll run here with Akers. Despite a little power on the move, still tackled shy of the 20. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. A shotgun snap for Goff. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. They'll run on first down with Akers. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Akers. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. Not sure exactly what he saw that made him decide to hand it off, but a great decision and a fantastic run.
From our vantage point, what he saw was a defense that got out of its lanes, got out of its gaps, and they were pretty much running to the quarterback, viewing him as the bigger threat. And look at
a kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll look to run with Henderson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams have taken the lead. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Now for the point after. Good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was all polished off by Darrell Henderson's touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The football going back over to Arizona now. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game, are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Operating from the gun. Murray, open man, Butler complete. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago.
Murray fighting, lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
First and 10, Goff. They got him in, it's Woods. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They'll get 13 yards for the second play. And take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cam Akers, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams add on to their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So out now come the Cardinals. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Here's Edmonds. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. 4 receivers now. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4. From the gun, Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. Operating from the gun, Murray. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on third down.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Goff on first down. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14. That catch good for 5. It's third down. From the gun, here's Goff. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, Goff. That'll be caught by Kupp. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. To throw again on second down. Goff, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. Goff throwing again. That's complete to the tight end, Hopkins. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable second and 1. And that's caught left side. It's Woods.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now Goff on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now a first down throw. Goff. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Second and 10. Goff again. Looking right side, and he's got a man. That's Woods. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the red zone now, Goff. They'll find Henderson there. It's complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Goff looking middle, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. And what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
First down, Murray. Flushed out right. Murray has the first down and more. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They'll get this underneath Edmonds. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's Tyler Newsome now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This will be taken at the 13. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the 2nd half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and the half will begin with a touchback. So here are the Rams to take over. They lead things here as they start 1st and 10, trying to get rid of that bad taste in their mouth from the loss last week to the Atlanta Falcons. Now Akers to start the 3rd quarter on the ground. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Going right back to Akers. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he is going to have the Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Goff going to get this to Akers. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Off play action to Akers. Here's Goff. They'll get this one to Cobb, complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 25-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. Throwing again is Goff. And it is caught right at the 10-yard line. And they'll get this down to the 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Akers. And the Rams are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Darrell Henderson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Able to punch it in on 3rd down. Makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Out for the PAT, here's Sloman. And the lead is now 24. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was all polished off by Darrell Henderson's touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Now Kyler Murray ready to get back under center. And he's been busy with his feet. He's been quite the scrambling man.
And obviously that can break down a defense. But a lot of it is just that they just get trapped with worrying about it so much that other things break down as well. You know, you break the huddle, and you're not just playing what comes out at you. You're like, oh, God, don't let him outside of the pocket. Don't let him beat us with his legs. And then he starts to beat you other ways.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 32-yard line.
They'll try the jet sweep with Kirk, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray. He's got this one complete to Perriman. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. On 2nd down now. It's Freeman, and he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Out of the gun, here's Murray. He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Set to go again. Here's Cam Akers in the LA offense. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals, just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Goff on the draw play to Henderson. A spin. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Now a run with Akers. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
On 2nd and 9, Goff, and he slings one that's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
On 2nd and 9, Murray got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, it's Edmonds. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Final minute now of the third quarter.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Murray throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
A gain of 3 on the play. And a Cardinal first down.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Murray now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. The Cardinals on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Getting set to go again here on offense, Jared Goff trots back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they've made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? Rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
And he'll get it across midfield and down into Cardinal territory. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Rams on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They run once more with Henderson. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On 1st down, Akers. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll go again here with Akers. At a gain of 3. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Henderson will try and run for the first. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive linemen, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try to make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run this with Akers. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Second and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Akers. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And it's a big play there on 3rd down, but with the marker on the field, I don't think it's going to hold. Let's see. So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From the gun on 3rd down, gone. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Goff going to give this one to Henderson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Out of the gun. Goff. This will be caught at about the 5. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Here's Goff. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Cooper Kupp, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams just continue to pour it on. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left. And their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Shotgun now from Murray. And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Murray over the middle, complete. It's Williams. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Murray. They'll run it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Able to shake him off, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100, and what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. They're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They're going for it. Hits Murray. And this is incomplete. That one broken up by David Long in the defensive end. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2. If they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
He'll give this to Henderson.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And hang on here. Oh, boy, an injury, and that's Cooper Kupp, who remains down on the turf. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll go back to Henderson on 1st down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though?
You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. From the gun, here's Goff. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The football going back over to Arizona now. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Flush to his right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. He's going to let it fly. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
So the L.A. Rams with a victory here, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Los Angeles, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Los Angeles.